And what's up? What's going on, guys? My name is Rance Robinson. I am a newly minted, plant-based influencer. I don't know what to call it, but this is my YouTube channel. I call it Inner Great because I feel great on the inside. Everything internally is beginning to make it feel like my life is manifesting greatly externally, man. So Inner Great, that's where the greatness starts. It's right up in here. And the way that I do that is by controlling my diet, whole food, plant-based. So before we get into anything, first thing I want you to do is subscribe. That's right, hit the subscribe button. And then you can follow me on Instagram. It's Rance Rob. That's where I am over there. And I kind of post reels and different things about that, about life. I am a comedian. I am a real estate agent and a photographer. So there's a lot going on. But one of the things that I do know is that for me to perform the best way that I can, I had to start with what was going on inside, man. And so that's why I decided to start this YouTube channel, because I got a lot of people who are asking me a lot of questions, because I am very open about how great I feel due to these dietary changes. Check back here. I guess we'll do some weekly vids every Thursday. I'll try to bring something new to you guys. It probably won't be as long as this one. This one is like the intro. It's the beginning. It's the where we really begin to dig into and talk about why I became plant-based. And I'm basically going to give you the table of contents like right now. Why I went plant-based. What did I do to get myself in the mind frame to do that? How I educated myself. I'll talk to you guys about week 1, week 2, week 3, some things that I noticed changing at the end of the video, which if you just want to know my progress, you can skip to the end, and I'll try to link the timestamps below so you can it's like a book. It's like a book. You can just check out each chapter that you want to. I will tell you my results from being whole food plant-based for 30 days. For 30 days. For 30 days. All right, so let's get into this thing, man. Let's talk about it. All right, here is why I decided to go plant-based. Because I was a pregnant man, all right? Before COVID, I was working out regularly, 5 days a week, getting the thing in. I mean, the pandemic hit, everything shut down. Everybody, I got super comfortable. I was also dealing with some depression and different things like that that kind of made the gym not feel as fun. So there was some other things going on, but the big part to it was we couldn't go nowhere, no way. So I was sitting back, eating, enjoying myself, enjoying all the snacks that you could possibly find on the shelves at the time. There were plenty of snacks, just wasn't a lot of toilet paper. I had to deal with those snacks afterwards. I decided that I had to do something, and that's why I went plant-based. So I kind of looked like Lil Nas X when he announced his new album. He was by the pool, he had the pregnant belly. That was me. Like, my son was walking up to me and popping my belly and saying, and he's 5, he's like, "What happened to you?" Pop, 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 pop. And that's embarrassing, because what can you really say to a 5-year-old where you don't damage their spirit? All I could tell him was he's grounded, go to your room and do 100 push-ups. I was way too overweight. It was a problem. Yes, it was. It was a problem. I believe that I probably ballooned up to about 260 pounds. That's where I got to at my heaviest. And so just to give you a little context, when I'm not overweight, I am 6'1", but when I'm feeling round and I'm putting weight down on my spine, I come in at about 5'11" and a half, 6 feet. So you know what I'm saying? It's crazy how that works. I don't even understand how that works. But here are some of the assumptions that I had when I was gonna go vegan. I thought, or plant-based. I identify as plant-based. Some people say they're vegan. There's a difference. Here's the only difference that I found. I use honey, so it's a sweetener that I like, and I'm not gonna stop using it. Bees were put here to make honey, and that's just the way I feel about it. So if that's arrogant of me as a new jack, I guess we can talk about it, but as far as I'm concerned, I do like honey and I still use it. So I'm plant-based, and that's kind of like the only animal derivative that I use. So some of my assumptions were this. I thought that I was gonna be hungry all the time. Meals would be kind of blasé. I assumed that I would feel better, but I didn't know to what degree. And truthfully, I was a reluctant plant-based person. Like my brother, I gave him hell for 4.5, 5 years after he became vegan. Like I was on his head, like, how dare you give up meat? Who do you think you are to think you're better than the world? And the doctors and everybody out there knows better. They know that meat is a source of protein that you need when you work out. It's everything, dairy milk does the body good. Like, how dare you give up all of this? I was on his head, man. It was the worst. But after doing some learning and getting some knowledge and realizing that the things that I was addicted to, bacon, Coca-Cola, burgers, pork. I mean, I liked all of that, man. I really liked bacon. Bacon was my jam. Yeah, man, it was one of those things that I was just like, how am I going to give this stuff up? Am I going to have problems giving it up? Keep watching and we'll find out. All right, so the first thing that I had to do, man, I had to become plant-based mentally. I became plant-based mentally back in probably July of this year, 2021. Yes, indeed, I became plant-based with my thoughts, but I was not ready to move on over to it yet. I was in McDonald's line every day getting 2 cheeseburgers, a large fry, and a large Coke with no ice. That was my cocaine. Every day, that's what I needed. That was my heroin, okay? That was my heroin. It was my meth. It was my whatever else. My weed, that's what I wanted. That's what I got. So I was always eating something fast. I was going to Chick-fil-A, getting their breakfast like it was crazy. Then I would go to McDonald's for lunch or Burger King or something like that. It was out of control. So first thing I had to do was change up here. And then later on in October, my mind and my body aligned. It was like, okay, I can't keep feeling like this. All right, so the other thing that I did was I had to get educated. I am not the type of person who can do something just to do it. Like, I gotta understand what's happening to me and why do I need to make these changes. So the way that I did that was an audio book called How Not to Die by Dr. Michael Greger. The reason why I say audio book, I think the actual book is like 400 pages or something like that, and I just know with my busy schedule, I was not going to finish that. Especially, I wanted to get the information quickly so that I could make changes. That's the first thing I did. I needed to get educated, and the way I got educated was through the book, through the audio book. And I went about it, did it the savage way that most people do when you're dealing with Amazon. You sign up for Audible.com, use the little 2-week trial, get the free credit, and there we go. I'm sorry, Amazon. All right. But yeah, that's how I did that. Went about it, got the book, listened to it, couldn't believe everything that I was hearing, even though I kind of heard this type of stuff before, but Dr. Greger has a really good way of writing about and sectioning off each moment in that book. All right, so that's what I did. I got educated about it. I changed my mindset first before I actually physically became plant-based. Now, here's how it went down. Week 1, let me tell y'all what. I went in full bore. So I cut sugar, I cut meat, I cut dairy. Like, there was no, I already told you I had to do it full. I couldn't gradually do anything. I had to go full at it. So I got a couple of cookbooks. I got the How Not to Die cookbook, and then the Starch Solution, which has recipes in it too. And kind of started combining a couple of those. That's what I did. I did notice that when I started eating plant-based, drinking smoothies and doing all that type of stuff, man, my stomach felt wet. I felt like a load was gonna drop out of me at any time. That's how I felt. Stomach was always feeling wet and like a little diarrhea-ish. I've come to learn from the books that I was reading that basically that's the microbiomes on the inside changing in your intestines. And so my system was used to trying to break down meat at every turn. And now I'm giving it stuff that was easier for it to process and break down. So yeah, one thing that did happen in week 1 is that my regularity changed, as well as the time that I was using the restroom. So using the bathroom, and that was different. I thought I craved meat. Meat, like I said, was my drug. Sugar, my drug. I thought that I was gonna crave those things. I thought I was gonna be having withdrawals. Thought I was gonna be like Pookie from New Jack City when he was like, getting himself clean. He's like, baby, I can't do it, I can't deal. And then, I assumed that it would be really hard to do, but man, I broke it, and I was great. And the other thing is I stay full. I stay pretty full all the time. I didn't realize that there was so many different avenues of things that you can eat in this lifestyle. So I felt great. I felt full. I wasn't starving during week 1. I wasn't sitting back like, oh my God, I got to get a handle on this. if I just stop at a fast food restaurant and grab a burger, I'll be okay, and then I'll start again next week. Nope, none of that. Now, we get into week 2. Now, week number 2, I still didn't have any cravings, so I still wasn't missing the stuff that I thought I would miss. I began sleeping better. My skin started to get brighter, and I started to feel and look more youthful within that, and feeling a lot of energy. So once again, my body is not trying to break down meat and dairy, and I started to feel really at ease in this week, and I started feeling, like I said, that energy. Oh my goodness, guys, let me tell you what. Took the family to Hawaii this year. And of course, you go somewhere like that, a lot of times you're going to walk. You're going to walk places, and you're going to, go and sightsee and tour and all of that. And probably in the spring of this year, 2021, my heel on my right foot would hurt so bad. My right heel would hurt. I mean, it would burn. It felt like something, like my bone was touching concrete. That's how bad it hurt. And I'm blaming Nikes. Like I'm sitting here like it's Nikes. Nikes are the problem. My Jordan 4s are the problem. Jordan 6s. The only comfortable Jordans are Jordan 1s. And I'm, like wearing my Adidas and things like that. And I'm like, Adidas is the better brand because, well, I like Adidas more anyway. But I was saying that because of the pain in my leg and in my foot. And so I'm thinking, okay, sometime in the fall, I'm going to go to the doctor so they can x-ray me. And they're probably going to tell me it's plantar fasciitis. That's how bad my foot was hurting and burning. And I couldn't wait to lay down most nights, and it took a while for me to fall asleep because of the pain. But by week 2, in the middle of the second week of being whole food plant-based, the pain in my right foot completely gone. It's absolutely gone. So there's no plantar fasciitis issue or anything like that, because food is medicine, they say. And if you're eating it the right way, man, things will start to happen and change in your body. And that's what was happening to me. All right, now week 3. Week 3 began my mental clarity journey. I watched a lot of YouTube videos on people who went whole food plant-based, and the big thing that everybody talks about is weight loss. But they didn't talk about the lack of stress that you feel. Obviously, buying plant-based foods, you save money. I've saved a lot of money. I buy beans, cans of beans, and lentils and grains and things like that, and you get a good amount of it, and it stretches. I wasn't in a position where I made my family become plant-based like me. I just kind of decided to go on this journey by myself, right? Week 3, man, the mental clarity was awesome. I began to feel more spiritually connected to everything. So, I'm on my Tabitha Brown. I love the Lord. But I also was a litterer. Like, I was terrible. I threw everything out my car windows. It was terrible. I didn't care what it was. If I thought it was trash, it was going to the earth. And I said the earth can swallow it up. That's how I was before I was plant-based. And now I care about things in a different type of way. I feel more connected to my family. I feel more connected to my wife and my kids. And we were already well connected before, but there's this different, like, you see things differently when you get a certain type of mental clarity. And that happened. Of course, anxiety stopped. I am a business owner. Of course, I'm my own boss, and that comes with its own challenges. And one thing that I do not worry about anymore is feeling bogged down by my body, like feeling tired, feeling worn out. And that's amazing, right? So the mental clarity, it has gotten me to a point where I feel more focused on understanding what I want, where I want to go with my life. And, there's just these different things that have cleared up and changed. And I'm not saying that, it was all meat and dairy, but I am saying that when you begin to do better and you begin to take steps to change your life, other things come on and other things benefit. And that's been an incredible benefit. Jorge, week number 4. All right, we're getting into the final week, 30 days of plant-basedness. Of course, for me, 30 days of plant-basedness ran into Thanksgiving. The turkey smelled good. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to hold you. My wife is like a master turkey maker, man, and that thing smells so great. But I didn't find myself really wanting any of it. But I'll tell you what I didn't want. Wink, wink. It was her. All right, that's the turkey that I wanted to cut. And because of that, and because of this, and this is going to be too much information, but there was between like week 2 and week 3, of course, we could not do what we like to do as married couples because of, you know, certain things that happen in the female system, right? So by week 4, it's time to get get wild, tear the club up. You see what I'm saying? And the sex was incredible. It was different. It's different. It's different. I don't know how to explain it, but I can just tell you that from my feeling, without giving y'all too much information, holy smokes. Nobody ever talked about like the sexual changes you may encounter going whole food plant-based and doing it the right way, man. So everything that I eat is non-processed, guys. You gotta understand. So I'm not buying Incredible burgers. I'm not buying Impossible. Is it Incredible? I said Incredible. Impossible burgers or any of that type of stuff. Everything that I'm eating is whole food plant-based in its essence, the way that the 2 books that I got said do it. So wow, yes, that part is incredible. Of course, energy. I'm not breaking down food. My body is not tired. Tryptophan was not a thing for me on Thanksgiving or whatever. I wasn't, you know, my brother and his wife are plant-based as well. They're vegan or whatever, and she made some delectable eats. And so I ate that and felt really good afterwards. I didn't feel like I wanted to go lay down and fall asleep. The only reason I did is because I got like 4 hours of sleep because watching sports and stuff like that before. But yeah, I felt good. And there's this extra feeling of happiness. Like I feel like I'm on a high. I feel like somebody has put a THC IV in my arm, my wrist. You know, in traffic and different circumstances that I can't control, I don't feel out of control. I feel very in control of me. I feel very connected to me, which causes me not to respond or react to things in a certain type of way. So that benefit has been great. It's been incredible for me, for my family, for my friends. I've kind of fallen into being an influencer in this space, and that's why I'm making these videos. Because I get a lot of people asking me questions, especially on Facebook, because I like to post about the journey. I like posting about feeling good. I like posting about what this is doing and why I feel like I can't go back the other way. So yes, am I going to turn back from being plant-based, whole food? I can't see it right now. I can't see a reason why I need to go back towards meat. I can't see a reason why I need to. Now I'll cook it for you. Like I'm good on the grill and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll make it for people who want because that's something that I contribute to my relatives and things like that. Yeah, I'll make it for you, but just know I'm not going to eat it with you. It's not what I want. So I guess if I make the meat and stuff like that for them, I'm kind of like a drug dealer, right? I'm gonna cook up the crack, but I don't get high on my own supply. There ain't nothing wrong with that, I guess. Just put me in your wheel. All right. Now this is the moment you've been waiting for. How much weight did I lose in 4 weeks' time? So October 26th is when I begin this journey. That's when I made the move. I weighed in at 258.9 pounds. On November 26th, I weighed in at 242.6 pounds. So that's 16.3 pounds that I lost. Without going to the gym, without doing anything extra, no walks, no, you know, I basically come and work in my office and so I'm sitting, I'm not as active as I need to be. I told you guys I'm a comedian, but there's not enough stand-up that I'm doing right now where I'm gonna be walking back and forth across the stage for an hour or anything like that. So this is specifically just weight loss, fat loss, excreting, you know, I felt my body. Oh, that's another thing. By week number 3, I felt completely detoxed from everything that I had been eating prior to becoming whole food plant-based. So, man, it has been great. It's been great, and I thank you guys for tuning in to this first video. One thing that I hope you do is make some decisions. You know, I hope that I help you think a little bit about what you're eating, how you're eating, and why. And that's why I'm doing this channel. So check me out next week. Hit that subscribe button again. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Rance Rob, and I'll talk to you guys next week. It has been great talking to you this week. Peace.